Hi, this is Nick from Quit with Nick. Now, I want to share a little something with you, just an insight that could help you. Now, a lot of people do come to me saying that stress is one of their biggest triggers when it comes to smoking. Now, I just want to share with you a little something that just might help you just change your perspective in terms of stress and dealing with it. Let's look at what it is. Let's look at what cigarettes actually do. Now, I mean, on a conscious level, some of you may already know this, but it's really good to go a little bit deeper, because sometimes going deeper into the issue can really bring about a shift and a change in perspective that could really empower you to help you quit. Now, first of all, obviously, nicotine's a stimulant. When you look at your body and what it's doing to your body, we know it doesn't actually reduce stress. It elevates your heart rate, your blood pressure, stimulates your nervous system. So on a physiological level, it's not reducing your stress. We know this. But there's something in our minds, there's something in us that believes that we'll calm down. And you see, what you're doing after a stressful situation is actually calming you down. It's not the cigarette though, it's everything else you're doing. I mean, in a stressful situation, more than likely you've got up, left the room, left the office where something stressful might have happened. You've had an argument, or something's gone wrong, or you've blown a deal, or whatever might have happened. You get up, you go outside, you find a nice little quiet place to yourself. Often you'll just find a little crack somewhere around the corner in the building, something like that. You're taking some deep breaths. You have to take deep breaths to smoke a cigarette, don't you? You're having a think. You're having 5 minutes to yourself. You go back in and psychologically you've de-stressed. But what you've done to your body is the exact opposite. So there's a mind and body split here. You want both to be relaxed when you're stressed. You want to do something that addresses both mind and body for relaxation, not just your mind. Having that cigarette once you've been stressed might have relaxed your mind, but not your body. And the funny thing is that if you did that whole scenario again, go outside, take some deep breaths, have a moment, have a think, come back, take a little break to yourself, you'd find that when you came back, your body and mind has calmed down. Deep breathing is the most important thing in your entire life. I mean, when you stop breathing, well, it's game over, right? But all the benefits that you are getting from the deep breathing that is actually required while smoking is just gone by all those chemicals you're inhaling at the same time. So, taking deep breaths, just being firstly aware of this is one important thing. Now, let's look at, and you probably know that part, right? Now, let's look at stress a little bit more closely, shall we? Now, what is stress? When we're experiencing frustration, agitation, we're angry, more often than not, if you think about it, it's because someone has either said something we believe they shouldn't have, they've either done something they shouldn't have, or we're experiencing a situation that is unexpected, something we haven't planned, something that we believe shouldn't be the case. Now, what I just said there is the key to this bit. We live our lives and we go through our day really believing that things should be a certain way. People should treat us a certain way. People should say certain things. They shouldn't say other things. Certain things just shouldn't happen. That person shouldn't have just run into the back of my car. Whatever it is that has caused you stress, I really encourage you to have a look at it and ask yourself, am I reacting this way? Am I experiencing something because of my attachment to the way I believe this should be? I'll say that again, because that's important. Am I feeling what I'm feeling because I have a belief that they should not have said that, they should not have done that, or this should not be happening. It's quite, there's a sense of liberation there when that really clicks for you. And when you're experiencing something that is causing you stress, then it's a good thing to ask yourself. Because what stress is, really, when it comes down to it, might not be great to hear this. It really is your inability to adapt. Your inability to go with the flow. Because someone has said something, someone has done something, and something unexpected has happened. Now the question is, how are you going to respond to that? Are you going to react? Are you going to do the very normal, very natural human thing to just react? Or are you going to take a little step back, look at it, say a couple of little things, shift your perspective, and choose a response? Because you are always in control of that, even though it may not seem like it. If someone has said something, done something, or something unexpected has happened, part of you thinks, well, how can I be any other way right now? How can I not be stressed? But really, you do have a choice. There is a split moment from what you are observing to how you are going to react or respond, where there is a moment where you could actually choose. You could choose to say something different. You see, we always attach meaning to things that are happening outside of ourselves. We're meaning-producing machines by nature. So when something happens, someone said something, then we want to put a meaning to that. We might not consciously know we're doing it, but see, the point of empowerment here for you is that you can choose what meaning you're going to attach to what someone has said. Say, someone said something that really most people would agree, and you'd be very justified in feeling the stress and agitation and frustration. And how could they have said that? Oh my God, that's so not true. And you're in a state of stress. But really, you do have a choice. There is an option right there of saying, well, you know what? They don't really know me anyway. Or, you know what? I bet they're having a bad day. They might have got some really bad news very recently, and look, it doesn't really have anything to do with me personally. They've got something going on and they're just venting. I mean, there's an endless number of things you could say to yourself, just a reframing, just a shift that enables you to relate to what's going on in a different way. And really, I encourage you to just have a little think about this, give it some thought, and really, I can guarantee you that there'll be a shift in things that used to stress you. It's like, well, look, what can I say to myself right now? This is happening right now, and it's happening. What am I going to tell myself about what's happening right now? Is it something that's going to amplify the situation? Is it going to make my stress go up? Or what can I say to myself right now that can ease this? Just give me a bit of a level of comfort. Is a cigarette really going to give that to me? Of course not. So it really also is all mindset. You know that quitting is about mindset, and what I'm doing here is in this video, I hope that I've just given you something that can help facilitate the mindset that can help you not pick up a cigarette during one of the biggest triggers that everyone comes to me for, stress. So I hope that's helped you in some way. I'm Nick from Quit With Nick. If you want to find out more, just go to my website, www.quitwithnick.com. Take care. To your health.